In the remote outskirts of a sleepy town, where the forest whispered ancient secrets to those who dared to listen, lived Amelia, a researcher intrigued by the myths and legend of the indigenous people. Amelia decided to delve deep into the untouched woods one chilly autumn evening, where legends of the Skinwalkers prevailed. As the golden rays of the sun kissed the earth goodbye, a chilling gust of wind swept through the forest, swirling leaves in a frenzied dance of shades. Amelia, wrapped in layers of clothing, could feel the piercing cold settling into her bones. Armed with a flashlight and a notebook, she ventured further, the forest swallowing her whole, leaving behind a world grounded in reality. Amidst the tranquil sounds of nature, she began to notice a faint rhythmic rustling that seemed to keep pace with her own heartbeat. The further she walked, the louder it grew, sending the first tendrils of fear snaking through her. A swift movement caught her eye, a shadow darting between trees, too swift to be any ordinary creature. She froze, her senses heightened, every crackle of leaves sending chills down her spine. She ventured deeper, the trees now casting grotesque shadows that seemed to claw at her bony fingers. The air became thick, pregnant with malevolence that seemed to be seeping from the very ground she walked on. A horrifying realization settled upon her. She was not alone. Without warning, the forest erupted into a symphony of tortured sounds, cries that bore into her soul, filling her with a dread so profound it threatened to consume her. From the depths of darkness emerged a figure, too grotesque to be human, yet bearing a perverse semblance to one. Its limbs elongated, twitching in an unnatural rhythm. Its skin, a patchwork of different textures, seemed to ripple and change as if unable to decide on a form. Its face bore a distorted mockery of a smile, eyes sunken into an abyss of darkness, devoid of any soul. Amelia found herself rooted to the spot, a primal fear taking over. She watched paralyzed as the Skinwalker approached, its movements a chaotic dance between forms, switching from a grotesque version of a human to a twisted, nightmarish creature. Its presence an affront to the very essence of life. Every step it took echoed through the forest, a sound that transcended mere hearing, resonating with an unholy frequency that made Amelia's insides churn with sickness. The Skinwalker reached out a twisted limb, and Amelia could feel her life force being drawn towards it, an inexplorable pull into the darkness that promised nothing but anguish, summoning a courage she didn't know she possessed. Amelia broke free from the invisible chains holding her and began to run, her heartbeat thundering in her ears, a relentless drum echoing her frantic pace. She could hear the Skinwalker giving chase, its cries piercing the night, a testament to the unholy existence it represented. Amelia burst out of the forest, the night sky opening up before her like a beacon of hope, the moon casting an ethereal glow on her path to safety. She didn't dare look back, fear propelling her forward, each breath a painful reminder of the nightmare she had encountered. In the distance she could see the welcoming lights of her home, a sanctuary of sanity amidst the darkness that threatened to engulf her. She reached her door, slamming it shut, a barrier against the darkness that pursued her. She collapsed onto the floor, her body shaking uncontrollably, tears streaming down her face. The forest remained a silent witness to the events of the night, its secrets buried deep within its bowels, safe from the prying eyes of the world. That night Amelia vowed never to venture into the forest again, the chilling encounter with the Skinwalker leaving a scar on her soul that would never heal. The forest, with its twisted creatures lurking within, remained a place where the boundary between the earthly and the unholy blurred, a dark reminder of the ancient evils that still walked amongst us, hidden in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to venture into their domain.